Hi guys, Barb here with barbstamps.com, and our video today is the wiper card. How cool is that? I know, right? We're using the Balloon Adventures bundle from Stampin' Up! To make this card, so if you want to learn how to do it, you're in the right place. Just keep watching.
So here's the card close up. Here's the front of it. And then when you pull the edges, those fancy balloons pop up. Isn't that cool? I've got a couple more to show you. I've also got this one here that uses the watercolor words stamp set that's found on page 135 of the big catalog. And then this cactus comes from the Birthday Fiesta, shown on page 11. And I also have the banners framelets that I die cut these two pieces out with, and those are on page 193. And check that out, I love that. Those balloons just pop right up. And of course it folds flat for mailing. I also have this one for a special person in our family who will be turning 16 this year. This is for her. And this one uses the number of years stamp set for the greeting, along with the coordinating large number framelets. The framelets are on page 193, the stamp set's on page 136. And look at that, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And you'll see I did mount these balloons to a window sheet, so you probably couldn't even tell it was back there. They just look like they're floating in the air. So we've got that one. This one, they're mounted on a piece of Whisper White. And this card, this is the one we're going to actually make in the video today. This is so fun. Check that out. Oh my gosh, I just love how these things work. They're so cool. And they actually will stand like on a table or a desk or something, so a person could actually look at them and think, oh, that person really loves me. They took so much time making this card, but it really doesn't take much time at all. So let's get to it. All right, so to make a wiper card, you need a few pieces of cardstock. I have 2 pieces of wheat sugar plum here, and they both measure. I've got some layering pieces. I've got a Whisper White that's 4 1/8 by 4 7/8, and a designer series paper piece that is 4 by 4 3/4. And then I've got a couple strips. The Whisper White is 4 by 7, and the designer series paper is 3/4 by 4. And lastly, we need a little piece of Whisper White, or whatever color you want to use, that's 2 by 2 3/4. So the first thing we're going to do is do a little bit of scoring. Bring my paper trimmer in here. Okay, so we're going to score these large pieces at 1 and 1 3/4, each of them. So we'll line it up on the trimmer at 1. Scoot it over to 1 3/4. Bring in our second piece at 1. And then scoot that over to 1 3/4. Okay. Now for this next piece, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so we've got our 2 by 2 3/4 inch piece of Whisper White. And we're going to take the point of this cardstock and we're going to slide it in to the 1/2 inch line. This is the 1/2 inch line. You've got the 1/4 inch line, which is right next to the track. The next one is the 1/2. And the point is going to go right where these lines intersect. So we'll line that up. We're also going to use these other intersecting lines, this one here and this one here, so that the sides of the paper hit those intersecting lines. Okay. Fold that, put the track back down and score that. And I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so we've got this little piece. We just scored the corner, so we're going to fold that corner and fold it back and forth a couple of times just so it becomes a little bit loose. Break down the fibers in there. Set that aside. Our 2 cover pieces, we're going to fold them now. So the score line closest to, actually the middle score line, we'll say the middle score line, fold that away from you. And when you're folding these, you want to make sure these edges are flush. Okay, give that a score. And then this one we're going to bring back up. So same thing, make sure that you're even on both ends. And then you're going to have a Z. Okay, so you've got that Z pattern. You see that? Z pattern. We're going to do that again. Center fold, score line goes away from us. Make sure we line up on the ends. Whoops. Other score line comes up towards us. So we have 2 Z's. All right, and when we put this together, we're going to have the Z's be opposite. So there's going to be a Z on each end, okay? And that's going to be our mechanism to cause the little wiper to pop up and down. All right. So now we can go ahead and decorate the front of these. So this one will be my front piece. Bring in my little pieces here. I need my snail adhesive. Got some snail here. Just add a little bit of snail on these things. And I just cut these so there was just a tiny little bit of the sweet sugar plum sticking out. And now we'll add on the designer series paper pieces. And I really love these patterns. The polka dot. Yeah, there's polka dots in them. The polka dots and the diagonal stripe. I just think they are so cool, the in color pattern stacks. And then we've got the 2 strips here on the side that we're going to need to put down. And these go on the far little flap down here on the end. Okay. This little guy here. And then we're going to do some stamping before we actually assemble the entire thing. So we've got, that's the front. Now this is going to be the back. So the back is going to go like this, right? So I want to decorate the back of the card. So here's the front. I'm going to turn it over, and that's going to be where I'm going to do my decorating on the back. So I've got some rich raspberry ink, and then I've got one of the greetings from the Balloon Adventure stamp set. This one says, "Nobody deserves a happier birthday than you." And I'm just going to kind of scent this, down in the right. Okay, and now I've also got the balloon and the balloon string. Bring in my sweet sugar plum ink here, and we'll stamp a balloon up there in the corner, like so. And then the balloon string I'm going to stamp on there. I just love this curly balloon string. It's so cute. I'm going to do this in the rich raspberry. I'm going to bring in a scrap so I don't mess up my fancy grid paper that has my information on it. Okay, so there's the back of the card. So we've got the front, we've got the back, and now we can work on the wiper. Oh, I almost forgot one thing. I do want to decorate this little panel right here. So I've got some stamps that I put together on a block. So I've got 3 stamps here. I've got the happy birthday, let's party, and make a wish. 1, 2, 3. They're all lined up next to each other. And I'm going to ink those up in the rich raspberry. Okay, I'm going to have them go right down the middle here. Like so. Okay, so now the front parts. We want to keep our front part here because we're going to put the little wiper mechanism on the back side of that. So we've got the front. This is how we would be looking at it. We're going to turn that over. And then this little corner that we've been folding back and forth is going to go right against this score line here. And it's going to go in about 1. So I'm going to pull a ruler out here, lay it on there so that it's and then I'm going to add some glue. And this time I want to use my liquid glue. Just want to make sure it stays. Okay, so I just have it on that little tiny flap. That's it. All right, so then maybe I should zoom in. So we're zoomed in. So we've got the ruler on this score line right here. It's at 1 1/4 inches. And then I'm just going to line this up right at the edge of the ruler where the 1 1/4 inch mark is, right against this score line here. Okay. So we'll stick that down. I'll zoom back out. Okay, so we've got that little guy on there. Now we can go ahead and put these together. You can see how that's already going to work. And I like to use the liquid glue to assemble this because I do like to have a little bit of wiggle room. And I find that liquid glue allows me some wiggle room, whereas some of the other adhesives do not. And I want these to line up, so all the way to the end. So I can just kind of use my fingers to kind of feel that the ends are together. Could use my eyeballs too, but my eyeballs are a little bit deceiving. All right. We're going to put the glue on this other flap on the other end. And then we're going to bring this up And we're going to put these two together. Line them up so that the ends match. Press that down. Okay. All right, so for the balloons, I've already die cut these. I've got 2 balloons from our Sweet Sugar Plum Glimmer Paper, which is part of Celebration right now. So if you spend $50 in my store, shoppingwithbarb.com, you could choose these 3 glimmer papers as your free item. Let me just get them for you. Oh, I never get tired of showing you guys these. They are amazing. Look at the glimmer in these papers. It's just amazing. So you can get this set for free. It's 12 sheets, and you can get it for free with a $50 order. All right, so here's our balloons. We've also got to punch out some backer balloons. So they're going to be out of Whisper White. So I'm going to use my balloon punch here and get a couple of balloons, plain white ones. And we're going to glue these to the white balloons. Put some glue on the back of these little guys. And I'm using liquid glue for this too. I just feel like liquid glue sticks good with glimmer paper. Okay. The other one. Get those stuck together. And then we're going to add our little bows. Glimmer paper on those, or liquid glue on those as well. All right, and then we'll just set those aside to dry for a minute while we do the other front piece. So now for my greeting, I'm going to use the It's Time to Celebrate with Cake image, but I don't want it to say with cake, so I'm going to mask that off. There's a piece of Whisper White. Here's my stamp. And I'm just going to use a piece of Scotch tape. Nothing special about it. It's just plain old Scotch tape. And I'm going to cover up the with cake. And I'm going to bring in my rich raspberry ink. I'm going to ink that up. And here's the most important part. Remove the tape before you stamp it. I've done this numerous times, and I have forgotten to remove the tape numerous times. So sulearn from Barb, don't leave the tape on. All right, so now I'm going to color these in. I've got a Sweet Sugar Plum marker here, and I'm going to color in the It's Time To, and I'm going to die cut this with one of the oval dies from the Layering Ovals framelits. I'll be right back. All right, so I die cut it, I colored it. I did add a little bit of confetti. We've got these 2 little images that also come in the Party with Cake stamp set. A couple of confetti images, and I just did a little bit of stamping with the Sweet Sugar Plum and the Rich Raspberry on that. I also used my Layering Ovals framelits to die cut a piece of the Sweet Sugar Plum Glimmer paper because it's amazing. And then I used one of the Layering Ovals to out of the Rich Raspberry. So this is what I would call the number 7 die. This is the number 7 straight, and this is the number 6 straight. Okay, so we're going to glue the glimmer paper to the scallop oval like so. Pull it over just a hair, it's not quite centered. And then I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of this piece here. Ah, look at that. I tried it with the birthday candle. I didn't like it. You ever do that? Try something and it's a no-go, so you just flip it over. That's the extra bonus of Stampin' Up! Paper. You get to use the back too. All right, let's glue this to the front of our card. Like so. And then I'm going to bring my balloons back in. We've got our balloons and our little wiper part, so I'm just going to add some glue to the back of the balloons. Down here at the bottom, you'll notice I didn't put glue on the entire balloon because it's going to be sitting up above the Whisper White piece. Get that one on there, add a little glue to this one. Put that one on there. It's just slightly overlapping the other one. Slightly. Ooh, check that out. It's so cool. I just love it. All right, our final decoration is going to be some of these metallic enamel shapes. I've got the silver ones here. Bring in my piercing tool so I can lift these off because Barb has 0 nails, which I'm sure you've noticed. And maybe a big one. Okay, just add a little more bling on there. So we've got that. You flip it over and it says, "No one deserves a happier birthday than you." Amazing, amazing card. I love this. So that's it. That's a wiper card for you guys. If you need any supplies to create your own wiper cards, you can get them at shoppingwithbarb.com. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I love seeing those. That lets me know that you're learning something, enjoying what I'm showing you. Also, if you have comments or questions, please leave them down below in the comment section, and I would be happy to answer them for you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to be notified when I post new videos. I'm trying to do at least 2 a week. I guess that's it. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day.